Hello everybody on the internet and welcome to another Monday. This time it's Monday the 14th of January 2019. I have to get used to saying 19. And I'm here to bring you at first the painted miniatures of the past week, and actually you can see all of them. I've only finished 6 minis this week. As I warned you, I'm getting back to work, and that means less painting time. But I did muscle through a few figures. And in the front we have the 3 resin figures from some Kickstarter that I forgot the name of and the company. I've mentioned it in a previous video. And they were reasonably fun. The sculpting, or perhaps the casting of the faces on especially the women, was not as great as I would have liked. It's not as good as the rest of the detail on the clothing and the bodies, which is much better. But hopefully you don't look too much at the faces, because there is so much other detail to catch your eye. All the other swirling clothes. Oops, my tripod wasn't working properly there. Yeah, this guy, I'm not sure if I made him too dark, but in the clothing, I mean, if this purple should perhaps have been brightened up a little bit. And why is it so shiny? I did use matte varnish on him, I thought. Didn't I? I don't know. Anyway, it kind of looks okay. It looks like it might be leather or some sort of shiny fabric. So I guess, and you know, the face doesn't look that shiny, does it? It's okay. It'll work. It doesn't bother me. Except maybe on camera. In actual life, it doesn't bother me that much. And the color choices otherwise are sort of a little bit random. I mean, especially, I'm not sure that the colors here are logical. Oops. I mean, maybe, yes, clearly the corset should be a different color than what's underneath it, because it's obviously something worn on top of a blouse or a tunic or some sort. But maybe the top here should have been the same color as the sleeves coming out from there. Yeah, that would have probably made more sense now that I think about it. Oh well. Can't win them all. Anyway, then we have a couple of some Reaper Bones minis. I painted these. Now the Medusa, I tried to copy. Let's see, where do I have it? This is the previous one. So I tried to make it sort of the same. But with this guy, I tried to make him different because, you know, it's not part of a unit of known magicians. The other one I did was like these colors, much different. This is fire, and I tried to make this look more like lightning, maybe, or it doesn't really look like lightning. Blue flames, perhaps, and to match the color schemes like that instead. Oh well. There you go. And finally, we have the Shadow Dragon, which is, I don't know. It feels like a hack job. But you know, I didn't have any good reference. I mean, if you look at Shadow Dragon illustrations for D&D, even the official ones, they're just kind of dark blurs. There's no detail in those. And so, yeah, dark on dark. But I suppose it'll work for the gaming table. Haha. Well. So, let's move on to stuff in progress. So, can you tell that these are blue dragons? Wow, there's a lot of blue on these now, isn't there? I think I might be done with the blue, at least for now. I think that I've put on quite a lot of layers of blue and done some highlighting and shading. I might want to pop it up a bit more, maybe some more extreme highlights in a few places, but I think I'm gonna wait till I've put down some of the other colors, at least the big ones like the wing membranes and the belly scales, until and then, you know, decide what the final color balance needs to be, if I need to bring something in the blue up or down, as the case may be. But yeah, a large portion of this is done. Well, I mean, the blue is the scales. The blue scales are the largest portion of it. They're not the part that's going to take the most time. The part that's going to take the most time is on this guy. All these spikes and horns have to be painted individually. They can't just be dry brushed quickly like the scales, when the scales are the very first thing I do. So we'll see. Moving on. This is as far as I've gotten with the ogres. Just primed some undercoats, mainly on the bases. And yeah, not a lot to say really, except, you know, ogres are a really good choice for the bones material because they are big and chunky, so it doesn't really matter that the plastic, even though it's kind of bendy, like for instance in the staff, when you have a big chunky body like this, it doesn't bend, it's solid. You know, that's good. I painted a lot of brown on this guy because I think I'm going to make his armor either mostly bronze or rusted iron. Because I think, you know, it'd be hard for him to find actual plates of good steel that would fit him. But, you know, we'll see. I'll consider color schemes as well and not just logic. And not quite so far along with the wyverns, but they are cleaned and assembled and based. This one was quite a lot of parts. You can tell one is considerably smaller than the other, so I don't know, maybe this is a baby wyvern. I didn't add that much texture to this base because doesn't have that much room, but I'll add some grass and stuff afterwards. This one I added a little resin tree stump and a piece of cork that will represent a rock, just to fill out the corners of this rather large base. I mean, it has to be large because it's such a huge figure, so it has to have a reasonably good footprint to maintain stability. This is a really impressive model, and yeah, cleanup was pretty easy. Mold lines mostly on the belly I cleaned up. On the back, with all the ridges and spikes and whatnot, you don't really notice mold lines that much. So yeah, they were pretty clean. We'll see if we get some paint on these by next week. Not sure. There's a lot of other stuff in the pipe. And yeah. Well, hey there. What do we have here? It is the last shipment out of the 3 from Reaper with the Christmas specials. And yeah, let's empty this out. So the reason I placed so many orders was I just realized too late that they had this offer where after the 12 days of Christmas were over, 12 days of Reaper, you could actually order all the special Christmas edition minis you wanted for a couple of weeks in just one order. You didn't have to place multiples. Oh well. I wish I'd known that before. But anyway, what that meant was that I went for all the unique Christmas minis they had that I didn't already have. And that includes the Dragon with Stocking, Milk and Cookies is his name, Father Christmas, the Christmas Witch, and the Fairy Garland, which is it's this way up. Well, it's what it looks like, a couple of fairies with a Christmas garland. And let's see, what else did I get? Oh yes, I got the Johann Rumble Guts. This was another special promotional mini for reasons. The proceeds went to a worthy cause, you might say. You can look it up if you need to. And because this order was so big, I got 2 more copies of Corinda Thistlemore. And then I got another Christmas stocking. And also I got some bones. Now these minis are the most, sort of the real reason I placed an order, is that these are minis I need for my current D&D campaign. What are they? Well, we have some mummy warriors. We have a mummy captain. We have the mummy boss, or the pharaoh lich, and we have 2 packs of lions. Why do I need all this? Well, don't tell my players, but they're in an adventure called the Red Hand of Doom, and eventually they'll wind up in a dungeon known as the Dungeon of the Ghost Lord. And there are mummies and ghost lions in there. So I'm going to paint these up as, not as actual living lions, but as ghostly lions. Try to figure out how to make that happen. So I'm putting these into production ASAP. Because I now have so many copies of Corinda, I might paint up a second one and do it sort of in the and this time do it more in the colors they do on the website, maybe? I don't know, maybe I'll think about it. All these Christmas minis and Johann we'll put aside for now. Oh yes, and finally we have this little baggie, which again, same Christmas card as previously, same Christmas ornament, the same 2 paints, some candy, and another 2 minis. Now these are 2 of the same ones I got in my first order. It's Hijad, the pirate, and this little female magic user. And what the hell? I'll toss these into the queue as well. I'll paint up another copy of them. So that adds even more to my list of stuff to paint. Anyway, that officially concludes Christmas for this year. I got all my Christmas presents now and have opened them. So, until next week, please like this video, share it, subscribe, comment, and I'll be back next Monday for another ramble. Till then, I'm Doc Young, and I'm signing off.